everyone. Welcome to another awesome day of FileMaker Training. I'm Richard Carlton, creator of FMTraining.tv, where every day we are doing awesome FileMaker training. And so let's talk about it real quick. We have an exciting action-packed day today. As you can see from me, I am working at one of my customer sites and working on their software and having a lot of fun doing it. So today's broadcast schedule, if you go to FMTraining.tv, at the top of the page, you should basically come to this automatically. Margaret, when you load this page, it normally goes to the live training automatically, right? Is that where it goes?
Yeah, I think it goes that, yeah.
Yeah, so you hit the live training button on the left. Magically, this is all driven. The website is driven by a Linux-based web server, but the data here, as you see, Tuesday, Friday, Monday, all that's dynamic, comes out of a FileMaker database. And so we eat our own dog food here. People are like, hey, Richard, do you use Salesforce? No. Do you use this other Ascend project planning or Basecamp or Buttcamp? I said, do you use Buttcamp? I said, I don't use Buttcamp or Basecamp, either one of those. We eat our own dog food. So this is a FileMaker data API web page, which used to be PHP, but data API, and it talks to FileMaker in the back end and gets this record data out of here, including the containers. Very exciting. So today we got HOnza from 24. Are you 24U or 42U? Which U are you? Which one are you? You're 24U. Okay.
24U.
People, yeah, there's always 42U, which is where the disgruntled students go for learn how to do programming. HOnza's here to do some PDF magic. Very exciting. Let's pivot to HOnza. HOnza, you want to show your screen, and you're doing PDF shenanigans today. You want to talk us about what you're doing?
Okay, so today I'm going to talk about something that's absolutely appropriate for the time that's here, because it's 10 p.m. here where I am. And what I usually do at 10 p.m. is crazy.
You go to bed?
Most people, when they are tired and want to relax, they just lay down on the couch, whatever. I do it as well when I'm tired, but when I'm extremely tired, I do completely crazy things like writing FileMaker calculations. So that's what makes me feel resting. It's crazy, but sometimes
we're going to have to send you to a therapist to find out what's wrong with you, right? So yeah.
But sometimes magical things come out of it, and so the one that I will show you is my new example that I have not published on our website yet. Working with PDFs, like merging PDFs, extracting pages from PDFs, or cropping pages in PDFs in FileMaker, just using calculations, nothing else.
Okay.
So that's what I have done, and I will do it in like maybe 3 levels. So I will begin by simply showing what this example does, and for people who just want to use it, that should be enough. Then slightly inside how it's put together. And then I will dive into more detail in showing how I actually came up with all those crazy calculations to work with it. Because the nice thing about this is it's solely FileMaker calculations, no plugins, no external services, no JavaScript, nothing, only calculations. So the things that you can do with this, you can see that here I have a 2-page PDF, here I have a 4-page PDF. So how about merging them together? So I'll just click on merge here. It will take a few seconds. That's the magically fast FileMaker calculation engine.
Yeah, coming from the guy who always is telling us to redo the calculations to make them faster, right? So, I mean, but yeah, if it works without a plugin, that could be really handy. I'm assuming this works because it's the format, it's not encrypted, right? That kind of stuff. The PDF's not encrypted, and wow.
Exactly. So here we have a PDF, and as you can see, it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6 pages. Okay. So this is the single PDF merged together from those 2 documents. And the next thing I can do, let's say, I have a PDF and I only want page number 4 from it. Okay. So let's choose page number 4
Ooh, an
and
extract.
extract. Again, a little bit of time. This will be a bit faster than the merging. And here I have a single page PDF with just that one page.
Is this running locally on your computer?
Yes, this is running locally, but because it's just FileMaker calculation, you can run it wherever you want. If you wanted to run it on server or in iPad, iPhone, whatever.
Or you could PSauce it and send it off to be done, and then have PSauce
Exactly.
do the results for you, right? So
Okay, so the next thing and a cool one here is, let's say I'm only interested in the top half of the page. So let's say I will crop, let's say 422 points. The key thing is that we are working with points. Point is 1/70th. It's hard to say. Basically, you have 72 points in an inch. So that's the unit used in the PDF, and here I have the top half of the page. I can also.
I have a question. Stop for a
Okay,
second.
go ahead.
So PDFs fundamentally can be either it's like if you print a Word file or a text file, a PDF there is the text that's embedded in the PDF versus a photo scan, like a scanner that makes an image of a document, right? Like a picture. So even though it's text, I say this for the beginners and intermediate folks here, not for all the advanced folks here. The is that your PDF, that if you see text on a PDF, it could be a picture of text, or it could be real text, right? Either one. So is there any concern with that in here, or does that matter? Or
Well, not really, because the fact is that the PDF actually is a digital representation of a printed page. So even though you can see text on a PDF, and in the modern PDF viewers, you can even select the text and copy it out of it, in reality, it's still an image. It's but it's a vector image, so you can easily zoom in, zoom out without losing the quality because it's all vectors. But the way it is done internally is that every single letter is a glyph, and it's only up to the software that creates the PDF to decide whether it will add those glyphs into the PDF in the same order in which you have written the text, or in a different order.
okay.
There are also techniques which optimize the size of the PDF by only including the letters that you use in the font that is embedded in the PDF. So, for instance, if you never use Q or X in your text, you can find out that the PDFs that you generate simply have these two letters excluded from the fonts that are in it. So let me just finish the functionality. I'm almost done.
Okay.
Just as I talked about cropping, basically when you crop a page in the PDF, you don't remove anything from it. You just set the boundaries of the page. So
Right.
if you want to reveal what has been hidden, you can just uncrop it and you will see the whole page again.
Unless you have a bug, and then it gives you grief about that. But
yeah, you have to. It's based on the current.
yeah, there we go.
Size. And you can have a multi-page PDF and then crop just one single page, because basically the structure of a PDF is that it consists of pages, and every page has its own dimensions and contents. So this example works with it page by page, and so you can see here that you select the page you want to modify, and then you set the cropping coordinates to apply to it.
Yeah, that's a really important security tip for people. And what you just did there, let's talk about this briefly. So if you a couple areas where you could get yourself in trouble. Say, for example, so if you're looking at HOnza's screen here, say we have that working PDF on the right, and say that we want to take that screenshot in the middle, we want to crop that. But say, for example, that you had super secret nuclear stealth bomber missile information at the top. And you use this copy capability here to do this, right? So we want to keep this text, but the picture has the secret stuff in it. And then now we save it, export it, give it to the customer. If they open it with a basic application, they're not going to see anything else. But if they open it with an app that allows you to dig into the PDF at all, they could go and expose this that's hidden. For example, another thing that you've seen with PDFs is that you have a PDF and someone goes into like Adobe Acrobat Pro or some sort of editor and they fuzz out some of the stuff. Well, the fuzzing is a layer, almost like a Photoshop layer sometimes, that's on top of it. And so you fuzz out some secret, like their social security and their date of birth, and you give that PDF away. The problem is that fuzzing is a layer on top, and the actual data is still under there that someone could get into. So if you need to secure a PDF, like really, really, really secure it, you need to be very thoughtful to make sure that that data is really removed from inside the PDF. It can't be unscrubbed. If I had nuclear super secret, right? I was trying to send a check to the president, right? Because I wanted to influence the president of the United States. I'm gonna send him like $10 million so I can, I can sleep in the Lincoln bedroom or something, right? Really cool. I would make sure to print it out on a printer, mark it off with a Sharpie on the printer, and then rescan it. That way, you know that data was never put into the computer, because once it's in the computer, you need to be very careful that you don't unnecessarily expose it. Does that make sense, everyone? Kind of?
Yeah,
Right?
people are typing. I got a quick question. Can you add a password to the PDF within FileMaker?
Well, not with this way, but it technically could be possible, but for the calculation engine, it would be a little bit too difficult to handle, because adding a password itself is not the biggest trouble. The biggest trouble is the encryption that would need to be applied as well. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense to have the password there. This is also interesting. You can have an encrypted PDF without a password, and you can have an PDF with a password without encryption. But obviously, without encryption, it doesn't make sense, because then it's only safe for so-called conforming readers. So if the reading application decides to be conforming to the standards, it will respect the fact that the PDF is password protected, but internally you can just get into the data and remove the password. You just break the rules, but technically, unless it's encrypted, you are not prohibited from doing that. And likewise, with the cropping, it's even how cropping works in most applications. If you use Apple Preview and crop a PDF, it will even give you a warning that by cropping the PDF, you don't remove anything from it. So it's still there.
Yeah, I would just simply add that I think this is a really great tool, what HOnza is doing here. If you have to get deeper into PDF manipulation within FileMaker, you may want to consider Christian Schmidt's Monkey Bread plugin. It does a lot of stuff there. So I use that. But I think this right here, if you need really lightweight editing and merging and this kind of stuff, this is a wonderful tool. It extends FileMaker without using a plugin. Once again, though, if you need deeper, then you have to use the Monkey Bread plugin on that or something like that. So,
and one more thing about the merging and extracting pages. There is slight difference, because the structure of PDF works that way, that you have pages, then the pages have objects on them, and for those objects, you may have resources. Resource can be something like a font or a graphical pattern, whatever. And when I merge two PDFs, I simply take all the contents from the second PDF and add it to the first one as additional pages after the last page of the first PDF. But when I extract pages, sorry, I forgot to mention, I also have remove page. So I can have a PDF with
is it remove, or is it actually just suppressing that? So it's still in there, but you're kind of hiding it from a conforming. right?
Going to say, so when I generate the merged one again to work with it, removing a page works in a way that it removes that page, and it also attempts to remove all the objects and resources that are referenced only by that page. So it is trying to make the PDF smaller by removing objects, but there may be some contents or objects which I'm not 100% sure about being referenced by that removed page. So it's safer for me to keep them there because I don't know if some other features of the PDF rely on them. So
Okay.
I'm only removing objects which I'm clear about only being used by that page that I'm removing. For instance, I can remove the second page here. So that will remove the second page from this PDF. The significant difference between removing page and extracting page is that when I extract a page, I actually create a completely fresh new PDF, and I copy only objects and resources from the original PDF which are referenced by that page. So again, I'm only copying things that I'm sure that are on that page. So any objects which I'm unsure about being or not being used are retained when I'm deleting pages, but are ignored when I'm extracting a page. And now, why did I even create all this? And the reason is in a story which you can also read when you get the example. It's written here. So it was, I think, 2 or 3 years ago when Matthew Wu asked on Facebook whether there is a way how to extract a page from a PDF and crop it. And the reason why he was asking this was he was making a kind of custom PDF reading application using FileMaker for an iPad. And he wanted to have an iPad in a landscape orientation, and he wanted to show a half of a page at a time, so that you could switch from top half to the bottom half to the next page to the next page and so on. And in order to do that, he needed a way to extract a single page, and for that single page also to crop it to either the top half or bottom half. So that's what I started working on and was finding a way how to do it, and this is the result in the end. Now, so if you just want to do this, the only thing left is how to use it. So in this example, there is a unlock button, and if you simply put your email address there. So it's kind of free, but not free. You pay with your email address by putting it in our mailing list, but everyone who's on our mailing list can confirm that I only send extremely useful stuff in the newsletters, nothing else. So don't worry about it. And when you put the email address there, you will unlock the full access. And now you can dive into the details of the example.
Okay.
So these custom functions, that's all you need to use this. And the ones that you are, if you just want to basically use it, you can only worry about PDF remove page, PDF extract page, crop page, and merge. And everything else is then just there for these functions to work, but you don't have to worry about them because all these 4 custom functions take a PDF container as a parameter and return PDF container as a result. So that's how it works for the beginners or intermediate users who don't want to learn any more stuff.
Okay.
Now, for the more advanced people who like to dive into details, the way I made it is that I started by studying the PDF format, and this is the documentation that's available from Adobe, and since 2008, it's open source. So this is a portable document format. First edition 2008, as you can see, and the PDF has 756 pages.
Wow.
So when you look at it for the first time, it looks quite scary.
Yeah.
But it's not so scary when you also try to look up some examples on the web. You'll discover that there are PDF validators online, PDF converters, decompressors, whatever. And if you start reading the documentation, you will discover that the basics are the syntax, the document structure, which is here, and then you get the basic understanding of it even without reading the rest. So it's not that difficult once you start understanding the structure of this manual, of this document. So that's what I used as a primary reference when building these functions. And because it's a structured document, but it has its own technical structure, which would not be very easy for FileMaker to work with. The way I do it is that when I get a PDF as a container, the first thing I do is I convert it to JSON. I use this custom function for it. So when I have a PDF here, I'll pull up the data viewer and calculation engine. So I just type the here PDF to JSON, and let's say I put in the container from my file here. Evaluate, and here is the PDF converted to a JSON structure, which I can further process in FileMaker. To give you something easier to read, I will also format it. Format elements. And now I can just copy the text and put it into a new document and BB it. So here is in BB it. I will zoom in a bit. And I will just tell BB that it's JSON so that it can color code it. And now I can simply use the text editor to see what's inside the PDF. Everything that I just don't understand because it's either compressed or encrypted, I simply retain as a hexadecimal representation. So I just keep it in the data so that I can replicate it, but I don't care about it. And the objects that I do need to somehow process are structured as a JSON with all the contents inside. And this is the first level. So I have the structure for each. I have objects here. I have pages and some internal information about the PDF. This is, for instance, the identification of the document. But I care in this example, I mostly care about pages. So that's what I use. So I can just keep all the objects, and if I want to, for instance, crop a page, I will just change the page's media box and reconstruct the PDF from the JSON again. So initially, it seems like a rocket science, but it is not. It's quite simple. So I convert the PDF to something that could be understood much more easily, and then in FileMaker, just using FileMaker functions like for JSON, I can easily manipulate it. And for the second level, because here still you can see some PDF syntax. So for instance, I'll take some object here, which may be, let's say this one. So it's object number 0, 1, 2, 3. So object number 3, and I want to know a little bit more about the object number 3. So I have a second level of parsing. So that's another function, PDF object text to JSON. And so if I take JSON get element from that PDF, and I want objects and object number 3, PDF to JSON is here. I want to do JSON get element and one more. So now it's parsing the PDF, and after it gets the PDF parsed.
This is really hard to read, at least from my end. So yeah, because with that text is, yeah. There we go.
So,
yeah. I'm not sure there's, it's your video feed from your other computer or wherever that's at. It's pretty low res.
I have one more better, easier function here.
Okay.
So,
the PDF theoretically is an open standard. Is 1.7? That's the old standard, right? What's the current standard right now?
Well, there is something called PDFA, which is since it became open standard, Adobe kept extending it, but not making the new versions public. But at the same time, the open source community created an initiative to keep also expanding it and improving it. So there is a web dedicated to the PDF standard, which is expanding it, but they keep compatibility, the backward compatibility with the version 1.7, which was actually the one that was current in 2008 when it became open standard. So
yeah, having a backwards compatibility is always the thing you worry about, right? Because you're using the latest version of FileMaker, and then can you go backwards, right? So yeah. All right.
So when I format this again, so this is what a single object from the PDF looks like when I parse it into the individual details.
This is what we're trying to get Claris to do with their XML serialization export. So if it looks like XML or JSON or whatever the hell either one, if you have it that way, then it allows you to read it into a text editor and manipulate it and then put it back. And so what HOnza is doing here is the same thing we want to do with FileMaker files. Claris has to finish that project work. And so the professional developers in the community can copy and paste and move things around, manipulate stuff like the way HOnza is manipulating PDFs. It's the same concept, right? If you can get it out to some sort of stuff that looks like this, then any reasonably smart person like HOnza can go in there and do all sorts of amazing things with it, right?
So yeah. So basically, I'm extracting all the small pieces of the PDF in a way that I can reference them and then manipulate them. And so all the functions can be divided to 3 groups. One is converting PDF into JSON structure. The other one, the group, is manipulating those structures, and the third one is reconstructing PDF from a JSON. So that's basically the principle inside, and where it can be helpful for someone using my functions is for, let's say, performance reasons. Because, for instance, if you have if you want to merge 3 PDFs, of course you can just use like PDF merge. Use PDF1, PDF2, and then another PDF merge, and then add a PDF3. So you could merge 3 PDFs this way, but internally, what happens is that it parses PDF1 into JSON, then it parses PDF2 into JSON, then it combines, creates a new PDF JSON from those 2 JSONs, then converts the JSON back to a PDF, and then...
Okay, back up. So you set the PDF merge into a container then, for the most part, back into a container?
Exactly. The result, the parameters and result of PDF merge are all containers. And I noticed that Ruben was mentioning that he didn't even know that you can pass something else than text or numbers into functions or get results. And you can. Just like you can have container fields, you can also have containers as parameters in functions and as a result. So, but what is happening here is that basically there is the parsing and reconstruction of PDF happening inside this function. And so it creates a PDF, and then this another merge function has to parse it again in order to combine it with the PDF3. So if you want to do it in a faster way, it's better to just extract the PDF. So for instance, PDF to JSON, then you will use PDF to JSON for PDF2, and use the JSON merge function, PDF merge JSON, which takes JSON as parameters and returns JSON as a result. And then you use another PDF merge JSON, and then PDF to JSON for the third one as a parameter. And now you just have to build a PDF out of those, out of the JSON. So PDF from JSON will actually convert it to my PDF. And this way you achieve the same result as with this function, but this will work faster because you are not asking the custom functions to do the parsing or reconstruction of the PDF unnecessarily as part of the internal steps. So that's why in the custom functions here, I have both versions here. I have extract page and extract page JSON. I have remove page and remove page JSON. And for instance, for the crop page, if you check the contents of this custom function, you'll see that it just uses the other custom functions to do the job. So it first converts the PDF to JSON, then it crops the page in JSON, and then it creates a new PDF from the JSON. And it's using the original PDF file name to keep it in the new file generated. Now, so this is how all these functions work together and how you can use them. So now let me talk a little bit about the core bowels of this and all my PDF and other file manipulating functions, and what actually made me able and interested in doing this stuff. So you may know that when you have a container file, you can convert it to base64, right? So that you can send it over something that only accepts text. So when I have a PDF file in a container, I can do like base64 the encode and use container data here, and this is what I get. So this is the base64 representation of the file. What I originally didn't realize is that at the same time Claris added base64 encode and decode into FileMaker, they also added hex encode and decode. And it's shameful. I realized that maybe 4 or 5 years after they added it.
I've never used hex one way or the other. Yep, there you go.
So this is the hexadecimal representation of the file. But the beauty of the hexadecimal representation is that every byte in the original file is represented by 2 letters in the output. So even if you have a binary file in a container, if you know the structure of the binary file and you know what to do with it, you can just use hex encode and then scan the result byte by byte and examine the file contents. So you are not left with only what FileMaker understands in terms of, let's say, text encodings. You can process any kind of binary data, images, music, video, whatever. The only limitation is the speed of the calculation engine, but the beauty is that you really can manipulate. You can read and manipulate, because you also have hex decode. You can manipulate binary files with FileMaker calculations and reconstruct them. So this led me to opening my mind to arbitrary file manipulation. So as long as you have a good documentation what the file structure should be, like the 700 pages document for the PDF format, you can technically do anything that's described in the documentation in FileMaker using calculations. And the second thing, and that came in FileMaker 18, is the while function, which lets you do a loop in calculation and loop through all these hexadecimal digits. So when you try to examine the custom functions in this example, you will see the core of each custom function that does some difficult work, like converting PDF to JSON. The core of the function is a while loop.
Okay.
And there are some nested loops. So there's while loop, and there's another while loop inside that while loop, and so on. And another one here.
So you did this instead of going to bed at night. I'm trying to understand what you did here. So you were supposed to go to bed,
yes,
but you were on the couch and you were bored and you decided to write this. Okay. Just so we're clear on that.
I always try to make my code understandable. So if you want to understand how it works, you see there are comments in it as well. So you can open it and examine it and try to understand it. But I guess you would have to be as crazy as I am in order to enjoy it.
All right. Ruben, anyone got questions? Scott Kane, anyone questions?
People are saying no questions. This looks really easy to use.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So
you're gonna let us know where we can send people. They can download this, or they can sign up for your newsletter and unlock it.
Okay, so it's very easy. You can find it now if you type 24usw.com.
Okay.
/PDF pages. That's it. And by the way, the example, like all my new examples, has also a version checking. So when you open it, as soon as I have an update, it will tell you there is an updated version available for download. So
perfect.
So don't worry about not staying up to date on this. And because I have also used it in one of our business critical applications. For this one, I will keep it keep updating it because we need it working.
we need it to work. You need it to work. Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, any other questions? They're about to start a jet engine in here, so I'm gonna get it really loud. So
no, looks like people are saying this is really cool. This is really awesome. Didn't know you could.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. I think
But
it's
it
pretty
looks
slick.
pretty simple, so I think, and you've explained it really well, HOnza, so people don't seem to have questions.
Anything else from anyone? Yeah, I like it a lot. So HOnza, so 2-4U, give us a quick pitch on 2-4U. What do you folks do? You do a lot of things. You want to give us a quick run through what you do?
So we are a company based in Czech Republic with customers in 76 countries. We've been a Claris partner for ages of the company. And why we are called 2-4U is because me and my friend started it in 2000. So we got that great idea to call it 2-4U because that meant the two of us are here for you.
Okay.
At that time we didn't even think about growing so much. Now we are over 100 people, but we kind of liked the name, so we kept it, and it's nice that it's always in the beginning in alphabetic order, so it works well. But our focus today is on taking care of service level agreement customers who have FileMaker solutions and need to take care of them. About half of our customers have solutions which we built for them, and the other half simply came to us with existing solutions that they built or they have built by someone, and they simply couldn't keep up with the growth or didn't have capacity to grow, keep taking care of it. So they contacted us, and now we are taking care of them. So
good. Excellent.
And our specialties are optimizing FileMaker solution performance and integrating.
You do a lot of integration. I was going to say integration was my word.
And integrating FileMaker solutions with any kind of hardware.
Yep. I still want to do a project on that sometime. I haven't yet to do that. I've got to do. It's always a little bit of work, and then I never have the time because I'm working on other stuff. But
you know what? I'll try to create an application that will take control of your helicopter and take you to us, so that you have no other choice but focus on this project.
There you go. That would be good. Yeah, no, for me, the simple one was always the hardware, trying to get the doors to lock and unlock, right? Access control. And it was one that you didn't say you had too much application for, but it seemed to me the most obvious horizontal thing. Some people did write an app for driving the helicopter, but they can't get anyone to actually approve it or use it in the government because it's
okay. Let me find someone who will lock you in a room with just FileMaker and a few fidgets, and
then I have to figure my way out. Yeah, well, if you lock me in a room with nothing in there, then yeah, I'll get it done. There's whatever I'm around gets the focus. So yeah, so excellent. All right, well, good. You get good, very good job. So 2-4U also, they do some streamlined iOS app SDK. If you build an app for FileMaker Go and you want to try to get it pushed out to the Apple App Store and you want to make it as simple as possible, that's like Go Zerk or Go Berserk or Go
Xcode.
Xcode. Okay, yeah, there it is.
Here.
So that comes up periodically. If you have a business where you just want to throw something together and do that, I think that initially this is by far the best way to go. If you have a whole team of programmers that you're paying for, then probably you want to go through and learn all the stuff about the Apple App Store. But if you want to save yourself the pain agony of dealing with Apple and the App Store for the most part, these guys can help you with that.
And this is by the way the growing list of apps that are built with Xcode and already published on the App Store.
Okay, all right.
Oh, hey, I remember you doing Solver back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
We have 2 questions which I'm going to ask, and we'll wrap up.
2 questions.
No, okay, one disappeared. One is still here. So I assume that one question got answered and one is back. What if you want to extract pages 3 through 5? So you only want the 3rd through 5th pages.
Okay, so right now I have a single page extraction function. So you have 2 choices. If you don't want to modify my functions, you can either extract each of those pages and then merge them together.
Correct. Yes. What
another option is to delete all other pages.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, you could do it that way too. Either rebuild or nuke as appropriate. That's good. I like that one. All right. Other questions?
Nothing really. Wow, thank you a lot. Thank you. This is really clever. Thank you, HOnza. This is super useful. This is great assistance for users and developers. Thanks, HOnza.
Cool.
Pleasure.
All right. Well, that's it for today. If anyone has suggestions, you want to see HOnza come back and talk about something specifically, a topic, or he wants to volunteer to come back, let us know. We will put him on the schedule. All right, HOnza, great job. Thank you very much. People, visit that website. Visit 24U, right? 24U. What is that page, Margaret? What page is that again? There you go. There you go. 24usoftware.com. There you go. Cool. All right, that's it, everyone. Have a good day. It's the end of the hour. Thanks, HOnza.
Thank you.
Got a report of an individual up here who may be a FileMaker license. Well, it's potentially expired. Look at the back of that car right there. Looks like the FileMaker license has expired. Sir, I need you to step out of the vehicle. Sir, step out of the vehicle. Sir.